Hello everyone. Today I will share a very useful tip. Turn a pair of ripped pants into a new and more fashionable pair of shorts. First, I will introduce you to my pair of pants. These were originally pants with folded hems, but after a period of use, the back hem of the pants was torn, looking quite old and untidy. Instead of throwing them away, I will use them to create a pair of active shorts that can continue to be worn very comfortably. Now I will start the improvement process. I will use chalk to mark the length to cut. Then, I will spread the pants on a flat table, straighten the two pant legs to avoid wrinkles or misalignment. This is a very important step, because if you do not measure and mark carefully, when you finish cutting, the two pant legs will easily be uneven, making the pants look unattractive. Next, I will use a long wooden ruler to draw a straight horizontal line on both legs, aligning them carefully so that the two sides are symmetrical. Only when I am sure with this chalk line will I proceed to cut. In other words, this is the step to shape the new shorts, like I am sketching the style in advance to ensure that when finished cutting, the pants will have a standard and balanced form. After drawing a straight chalk line on both legs, now I will proceed to cut. I hold the scissors firmly and start cutting along the chalk line that I have marked. When cutting, I go slowly, cutting each short section so that the cut is straight and neat, avoiding fraying or skewing to one side. The bottom leg of the pants after cutting will be left alone, so the original long pants have gradually turned into shorts. After cutting, I put the pants on a flat table again and measure the two sides of the pants together. This is the step to check if the two sides are equal. At this point, the basic shape of the shorts is complete, but to make the pants look more prominent and sturdy, I will continue to create the hem with plaid fabric. To make the shorts more special and stand out, I will not leave the hem cut plain like that. Instead, I will take advantage of an old torn striped shirt that I no longer wear. This is a great way to recycle, both economical and to add a fashionable highlight to the pants. I spread the striped shirt on the table, choosing the part of the fabric that is still intact and not torn. Then, I use scissors to cut out two rectangular pieces of fabric, each piece long enough to wrap around one pant leg. To ensure a tight fit, I will cut the fabric a little longer than the circumference of the pant leg, so that it will be easier to align when sewing. Once I have two pieces of fabric, I fold them in half lengthwise, then use a ruler to measure again to compare with the measurement of the pant leg. I mark carefully with sewing chalk to avoid misalignment. This is an important step because if the fabric is not the right size, when sewing the pant leg, it will be bulging or wrinkled. After checking the accuracy, I use scissors to cut and adjust according to the marked measurements. At this point, I had two evenly spaced strips of fabric, ready to hem the two pants legs. In the next step, I will sew the two ends of the fabric together to form a circle, fitting the pants legs. Then, I will attach them to the pants hem to create an eye-catching highlight. Now, I will start the first stitch. I place the two short ends of the striped fabric on top of each other a little bit. I make each stitch small and evenly so that the stitch is strong and does not come loose when worn. After sewing, I turn it over to check. Gently pull both ends to ensure the seam is strong and beautiful. I do the same with the second piece of fabric. The result will be two circular strips of fabric, with a circumference that fits snugly with the cut pants leg. This will be the decorative border for the hem of the pants, helping the new shorts not only be neat, but also have a prominent fashion highlight. Before attaching to the pants, I also measure the fabric loop with the pants leg one more time to make sure the size matches completely, avoiding the case of being too tight or too loose. If it fits, I will start the next step, sewing this fabric loop to the pants leg. Now, I will start the most important step, attaching the plaid loop to the hem of the pants. First, I turn the pants inside out to make it easier to work with. Then, I place the plaid loop I had just prepared inside the leg of the pants, aligning the edge of the loop with the cut edge of the pants. This will be the first step of sewing. I used a needle and thread, doing each basic stitch. Poke the needle down, then bring the needle up again, repeating until I finished one round around the leg of the pants. Thanks to this sewing method, the loop was firmly attached to the inside hem. On the other leg of the pants, I had already made it in advance to save time. Next, I turn the pants inside out. At this point, the striped fabric loop was exposed, but to make it look more beautiful, I rolled the striped fabric out, aligned it neatly, and in a straight line. To prevent the striped fabric from shifting when sewing, I used a pin to mark the edges. After pinning it firmly, I started sewing the outer edge. Unlike the first time, this time I used a continuous stitching style. Bring the needle up, straighten the thread, then place the needle down right next to the position where the thread was just pulled up. Just like that, each stitch is connected, creating a straight, neat line running around the hem of the pants. When finished, the striped fabric loop hugged the hem of the pants, creating a prominent highlight. With the remaining leg of the pants, I sewed similarly. And here, from a pair of long pants with a torn hem, I improved it into a new pair of shorts with a fashionable striped hem, which is both sturdy, outstanding, and more individual. So from an old pair of pants with torn hems, instead of throwing them away, I turned them into a new, dynamic, and fashionable pair of shorts. The whole process is not complicated, just a little patience, a few simple tools, and a little creativity. You can reuse your old items. This little tip can definitely be applied to many other types of pants, not just jeans or fabric pants, but any pair of pants you no longer wear. You can try to transform into a completely new item. If you find this video useful, Try it at home and let me know the results. Don't forget to like, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel so I have more motivation to bring more creative DIY ideas. Thank you for watching. See you in the next videos.